Hi everyone, my name is Eileen Wu. I am an Olympic weightlifting coach and welcome to my reaction of the 2019 CrossFit Games men's clean event. So here we go. We have James Newberry. I like that he looks where his feet are relative to the bar. Then he puts his hands on the bar, but he doesn't tighten up before he stands up with the barbell. He doesn't give it enough of that shrug pull under, and you see him barely get enough height to get under that bar. Let's watch that slow. Feet under the bar, doesn't tighten up, is already looking to lift the bar. Decent job. The initial pull off the floor didn't pull him forward, but his butt is starting to come up. Butt's coming up, butt's coming up. He's maintaining tightness, butt's coming up. His chest is coming up too, but his butt's coming up faster. Now his knees are starting to come back. Knees are starting to come back a little too fast. And now you see the struggle with keeping the bar close. You're starting to see that bend a little bit. Now you're starting to see separation between him and the barbell, and now it's pulled him forward. You can see the weight on his toes. Back is curved a little bit, arms are bent. Standing up with the barbell, standing up with the barbell. Note, here he is, about knee sleeves, arms are very much bent. He's struggling, looks like his back is bent. He's very much on his toes. He has to jump. The system is too off balance. He's trying to delay the jump, arms are bent, pulling the barbell to him. Great job, right? Because he's jumping mid-thigh now instead of like above the knees, but still not jumping up here. Going for the pull under. Barely gets height. You see it come forward though. So he jumps early and you see that it's forward relative to him because when he received that barbell, while he didn't jump forward, he had to be on his toes in order for his chest to be under it and for it to be in that front rack position. Would have liked to see him get tight off the floor and keep his lats tight versus the arm bend to help keep it closer to him to get more lift on the barbell. Jacob Heppner, 325, feet under the bar, race to get hands on bar. Doesn't pull him forward off the floor, but he doesn't really get a vicious jump either, and right at above the knees, like before, he's getting separation with the barbell. Let's see it slow. Feet under the bar, doesn't look where his feet are relative to the bar, hands on bar, rolls the bar very slightly, doesn't get tight, but he slows down his approach, which I appreciate. Looks for his gaze as he's picking the barbell off the floor, but as you can see here, not a bad position. The weight has come backward on his foot as opposed to forward. He's relatively tight to the barbell. The barbell's relatively close to him and he's over the bar. From here, he doesn't start to scoop under. The knees come back too fast. Once you pass the knees, that's when separation matters more. So here we are above the knees. There's separation with him and the barbell. You can see that little bump with the interaction with the barbell as opposed to a brush up and back. It's a little bit of a bump, but he does a good job of maintaining his big chest. And he does a good job of this pull under. I would like to see a more vicious jump up and back and a more vicious high pull to give him 1 or 2 more inches to get under this bar to make catching the bounce and standing up with it easier. Good job, 325. Let's see what happens. Scott Panchik, 325, feet under the bar, hands on bar, doesn't look where his feet are, doesn't really tighten up. Butt comes up first, but he does a scoop under after, and again, he has a big shrug high pull, so he makes up for the butt coming up, and it looks like a trained movement pattern, and he does a good job of keeping the bar close. And he's obviously strong enough, so it's good. So here it's slow. Feet under the bar, hands on bar, doesn't look where his feet are again. Doesn't look for his gaze, doesn't really tighten up, does a slow approach. As he stands up, look, he keeps the barbell close, butt comes up first though. Butt comes up first, butt comes up first, butt comes up first, but he controls it. His lats are tight, combined with the help of the early arm bend, he keeps the barbell close. The knees slack off a little bit too much right here. Now you're starting to see a little bit of separation. Now you're starting to see the barbell pull him forward just a little bit, but he does a good job of getting that big jump and the pull under. Goodmanson, 325, feet under the bar, doesn't look where his feet are, hands on bar. Kind of tightens up, does a great job keeping it close. Again, I really like his pull. I really enjoy it. It's really smooth. Feet under the bar, hands to bar, doesn't tighten up. You do see a little bit of the slack. He's coming backward on his foot, his knees are coming back angle stays the same. He starts to lose a little bit of slack right here at the knee. You're starting to see the early arm bend a little bit. I'd like to see more pushback with the lats. Now there's separation between him and the barbell. The bar has pulled him forward. He's way forward on his toes, more than I'd like for where he is on the pull right now. He should have an extra inch and a half on his thigh before he's this forward on his toes. But he's giving it a big pull and a pull under. It's still a smooth, pretty pull though. Still my favorite, but it does pull him forward above the knee. All right, here we go, Mat Fraser, 325. Feet under the bar, hands on bar. Notice he's very intentional about hands on bar. It doesn't really look like he's looking for his feet position relative to the bar, but it looks to be consistent. But notice how specific and intentional he is about hands on bar. We'll talk about that more when it's slow. So from here, hands on bar, gets tight. As he scoops under, looks straight ahead, and from here, pulls the knees back, keeps the barbell close, finishes it up with a high pull. Beautiful lift by Mat Fraser, looked better than 315. I have a guess as to why 325 looked better than 315 for Mat Fraser, other than him being freakishly strong and a really great Olympic lifter, is that I know in the past when they get these CrossFit Games athletes to the venue, they are going from the athlete warm-up area to the venue, and you got to get everyone together. So sometimes they line up the athletes 30, 45 minutes before the event and then walk them over, and sometimes there isn't weights for them to warm up with or stuff for them to warm up with at the venue. So you have athletes standing around and getting cold. And even if they do have weights, sometimes they want you in the stall ready to go 5-10 minutes beforehand. So you're essentially coming up and doing that first lift cold. So 315, not as smooth as 325, obviously still looked great, but that's my guess as to why 325 looked better than 315. But let's look at it slow. All right, so feet under the bar, hands on bar. Note here what he's doing. He's putting his thumb out against the bar knurling. What is he doing? He's measuring. So notice also the thumb is super taped up. So a lot of people tell me they don't like doing hook grip because it hurts their thumb. The hook grip helps keep your hands on the barbell, which is important if you want to lift the barbell. And what I find helps a lot with hook grip is putting tape around the thumb. I have small hands and a baby thumb, so what I do is I rip the tape in half and do half of it here and then half on the other side of the knuckle. Play around with it, see what you like. But notice he's measuring, and it looks like he's measuring off the knurling, so it looks like right off the knurling or a little bit in off the knurling, he's going a thumb and then he's putting his hands on the bar. It's very important that your hands are in the same place every time and that they're even on the bar, so that's what that is. So hands on bar. From here, he's taking a second, getting mentally set, what he's going to do, getting ready to go. He does a little scoop under thing, gets tight as he pulls forward, looks straight ahead and tightens up his core, tightens up his back, pushes out against his diaphragm. You can see it on his face. And from here, picks up the barbell, pulls the knees back, pulls the knees back. The knees came in a little bit more with 315 than at 325. He pulls the knees back, keeps the barbell close. Notice he's here with the barbell. The barbell isn't here and he's not forward on his toes. The weight's coming back on his foot. He's here. Notice arms are straight. He doesn't have that early arm bend. Let's see what happens about above the knee. So here he is above the knee. There's a little bit of gap, but notice also his position. His positioning is here, right? Compare that to what we've seen the other lifters do. We've seen this. This is a compromised position. The hard part with this versus this also is that think about when you're carrying groceries in from the car to the house and they're heavy and you don't want to make another trip, so you have like 7 bags in like one hand. And when you're carrying it in, how much more difficult is it to carry like this than this? And this is 325, this isn't 7 bags of groceries. You're able to lift more, it's more efficient if your arms are straight and if you keep it close. And how do you keep it close? By pushing back with your lats. So here we go, he's at above the knee. So here he's standing up with the bar. Notice he's starting to come back with the barbell. And you see it especially here. He was here and now he's here. And from here, he scoops under, does a big shrug, does a big high pull, and then pulls himself under the barbell. Note that there is a big shrug and there is a big high pull, and that's important, especially for the intermediate advanced lifters when you're at the end of volume set, you're doing multiples at 80% and you're just tired and you're barely getting under that bar. That shrug high pull is crucial to get enough height to get tight under the barbell, get solid, then catch the bounce and then stand up. Noah Ohlsen, 325, feet under the bar, doesn't look for his feet. Hands on bar, starts rolling the bar, don't love it. He's kind of thinking about what he's doing with the lift, great. Pulls under, it rocks him a little bit more than it should. Let's watch this slow. Here we go, feet under the bar, doesn't look for his feet, just kind of places them. Hands on bar, looks a little narrow in terms of grip. Kind of thinks about what he's gonna do, like that. Doesn't look straight ahead though or tighten up, don't like that. On this pull, look, it pulls him forward a little bit. Maybe that's why he's so wide on his stance, because that's him working against that, so to speak. Pulls him forward a little bit, butt's coming up a touch fast, but the weight is coming back slightly. Knee's coming back. Now look, right below the knee, you're starting to get a little separation from the barbell. It's starting to pull him forward a little bit on his foot. From here, not a great position. A lot happened right there. He probably sped up, but the weight's coming way forward on his foot. He's doing a chicken neck a little bit of the early arm bend. But he transitioned into a decent jump up and back. I would like to see a little bit more and a good pull under, but see, look, it bounces and it catches him forward. Because it pulled him forward at above the knee, even though he does a decent job of extending up and back, it's not quite enough to not pull him forward. Every position with the lift is set up by the position before it. So that's why I'm such a stickler for being tied up right off the floor, because that literally sets up the rest of your lift. It did pull him forward right off the floor, so that's not great. Because his knees came back too fast, the butt came up and the bar was forward of him. Now he's more forward on his foot than you would want to be at that position. So now when you go to extend up and back, you have to extend earlier, and you have to extend a lot more to make up for everything that happened earlier in the lift. Thanks for watching my reaction to this part of the 2019 CrossFit Games Men's Clean event. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe below. For any questions or comments, put them in the comments below. If you'd like to work with me, check me out at www.woolift.com. We'll have more of this reaction coming soon. Thanks guys, have a great day. That's what he's doing. Getting set, getting ready.